Salutations, this is Custom Edition Map Showcase, where I go over a single level or a group of levels that are significant to Halo Custom Edition. If you have map suggestions for me, leave them in the comments below and they may very well appear in the next episode. This week, we'll be diving into a modification of the Combat Evolved campaign that recently released a couple months ago. This is SOI Singleplayer Adventure, and I really hope I pronounced that right, which features a plethora of new changes such as improved textures, the use of many pieces of cut content, new weapon, vehicle, and enemy tags, and even small extensions to the campaign missions. Not everyone is capable of running open source on their machines. Luckily enough, this mod doesn't require that you install the program since it wasn't developed with it in mind. That being said, what this mod is able to accomplish doing without the use of open source is pretty damn impressive if you ask me. I won't be going over literally every piece of content in the mod, just some of the ones that have received major changes from their original designs. Also, I like to keep some of the content a secret so you'll be surprised when you see them in the game itself. To kick things off, we'll first dive into the weapons. While some of these tools of destruction remain virtually unchanged from their main series counterparts, others have received drastic alterations to their design and usability. On the human side, the assault rifle behaves and sounds like its Halo 4 counterpart, but it now features a secondary grenade launcher that functions like Halo Reach's Pro Pipe, quote unquote. Its color scheme resembles that of the assault rifles that were featured in the E3 2000 demo of Halo Combat Evolved. I really like how some of the concepts from multiple installments of the Halo series have been wrapped neatly together into one weapon. The sniper rifle looks crazy as hell, and you think it's a design that is a bit out of place in the Halo universe, but you're wrong there. This is based on the laser designator used in Halo 3's live-action short, Halo Landfall, which was used to help Johnson and the rest of the UNSC pinpoint Master Chief's location. Since the sniper rifle is based off of that laser designator, it functions like one as well. Its projectiles are small, concentrated red laser beams. A feature that is exclusive to the second mission of the game is laser guiding. The locked-on target will proceed to be bombarded by missiles. This cute-looking shotgun is easily my favorite weapon to use in the mod. It has been transformed into a double-barreled weapon that unloads 2 shots with one pull of the trigger. Its ammo capacity combines that of the older 12 shots and the 6 shots, by having those 12 shots be unloaded with only 6 trigger pulls. It has a good range comparable to the CE shotgun and does high amounts of damage. The rocket launcher is no longer a double-barreled weapon. You can fire only 1 shot before having to reload. This also has 2 ways of firing its projectiles. It can shoot a standard rocket like you'd expect it to, but if you hold down the trigger, the barrel will proceed to spin, and when released, the rocket will shoot out with much greater speed, which is nice when dealing with longer range targets. Lastly, on the human side, the machine gun turret is actually detachable. You plant an explosive to blow up its tripod, which will drop the weapon for you to pick up. It just melts through elites like it's nothing, even on Legendary. The Needler is absolutely nothing like its former self. The Needles lose their ability to track their targets. They instead shoot in rapid 6-shot bursts. This weapon will be the pain of your existence when going up against the Covenant. However, if you need a weapon that has a lot of ammo lying around, the Needler is your best bet. Just don't use it at long range, you'll barely hit anything. The Fuel Rod gun transforms into a heavy needle launcher. Its projectiles will stick to their target and explode with a super mine after a second has passed. The Energy Sword is now usable in Combat Evolved. Custom Edition has a history with sword lunges not being very functional. What this sword does instead is have a secondary charge-up shot that unleashes a powerful plasma slash at the opponent. It's strong enough to OHKO a hunter with one slash if you hit it in its weak spot. The only usable Forerunner weapon is the Major Sentinel Beam. It may overheat fast, but it does a high amount of damage to anything unfortunate enough to get in its way. The vehicles in this game remain mostly the same in terms of functionality, but they have received some pretty interesting design changes. Every vehicle in the game is also destructible and features its own health bar. The Warthogs, for example, may seem very odd looking and out of place like the sniper rifle, but it's actually inspired by the aardvarks that were supposed to be included in the cancelled Halo MMORPG. The Scorpion's design is out there as well. Its design is inspired by the Rhino seen in the first Halo Wars game. The only major difference the Ghost has is its ability to boost. Given that this mod doesn't use open source, the execution of this boost is highly impressive, as most custom edition boosting ghosts are really unstable. The Banshee's primary fire is more accurate and features a faster fire rate, and its design is based on the Space Banshee seen in Halo Reach. The Covenant enemies have received some major upgrades as well. The Grunts have tough methane tanks that tank hits way better than their exposed flesh at the front, and will take more than twice as much damage to take down when shooting them in the back. The elites comically speak in English this time around. This is due to reversing their dialogue, which is already reversed lines from Sergeant Johnson. Drones make their limited appearance in the game as well. Their design is based on their cut Halo 4 concept art when they were supposed to appear in that game. Lastly, the most major change to the Covenant arsenal is the inclusion of the Brutes. Their inclusion in the Covenant forces is pretty significant, as they have their own tricks up their sleeve. If a Brute takes enough damage, they'll go berserk and they'll charge at you with everything it has. This looks pretty hilarious when seen from far away. They also wield their own class of weaponry, which includes the Brute Spiker, the Brute Plasma Rifle, the Brute Shot, the Mauler, and the Gravity Hammer. A feature all 5 of these weapons share is that their melee attacks are among the strongest in the game. So strong that there are some of the very few weapons that can insta-kill a flood form via melee, something a majority of the other weapons in the game can't do. The Spiker received a subtle design change that makes it look like an actual automatic rifle, and in my opinion I really love its design. It does heavy damage to non-shield targets and, even on legendary, shreds through the flood like a knife through butter. One feature it has that acts as a sort of handicap is that the rate of fire will slowly decrease the longer you hold down the trigger, much like the plasma repeater from Halo Reach. This will promote burst fire as opposed to spraying and praying. The Brute Plasma Rifle now features a bayonet on the bottom of the weapon which allows it to do heavy amounts of damage to anything unfortunate enough to get in its way. Even hunters don't stand a chance against it in the other Brute weapons, falling to 6 to 7 melees. Its usability is pretty much the same as its Halo 2 counterpart other than the melee. When possible, having both the Spiker and the Brute Plasma Rifle is highly advised, especially during the Flood missions. These two are, in my opinion, the most viable duo of weapons to have. The Brute Plasma Rifle shreds through shielded opponents while the Spiker tears apart flesh, and the best part about it is that both of their melees do insane amounts of damage, meaning you don't have to lose momentum by switching to something else. A new piece of equipment in this game is the Energy Cutlass. They act as strong melee weapons and have a secondary projectile function that explodes into a super combine when it penetrates its target. These actually appeared in the Halo universe, surprisingly enough. They're primarily used by jackals in the lore, and were mentioned in both Halo Contact Harvest and were seen in the Halo Helljumper comics. Last thing I want to discuss about the mod are the extended sections of the game. These include boss battles and new BSPs to explore. The good thing about these boss battles is that they're pretty much skippable, so if you're not a fan of FPS bosses, you aren't forced to kill them to complete the mission. There are 2 notable boss battles that I'd like to mention.
What is that?
Chief, best buddy, you're gonna rescue me again!
No.
Huh?
No!
What do you know, Chief?
I refuse to believe that you're fucking Jenkins. You're supposed to be a human, and you're supposed to be dead!
Yeah, that last wolf attack really messed me up. The Covenant captured me and put my brains into this awesome fellow.
I'm not even gonna ask how that happened. I'm just gonna accept it. That's all I can do anymore, really.
The only problem is that it really hurts the master.
Okay, nope, I'm done. You're dead. Time to die. Fuck you! One involves fighting off Adrenal, a cut Covenant enemy that was supposed to appear in Halo 2. Another boss battle has you fighting off a Covenant Locust, a vehicle exclusive to the Halo Wars games. The extended sections of the mod are different. You enter and exit one by teleportation, where you'll finish a small side quest. They honestly feel more like mini-games than the extensions seen in SPV3, but it's understandable given that the creator didn't have as much to work with since open source wasn't part of the equation. And that's it for this week. Once again, if you have map suggestions for me, leave them in the comments below and I'll check each submission. Make sure to like me on Facebook and Twitter for updates when my next videos come out. This is the Vengeful Vadim, and I'll see you on the great journey.